was born in the wrong era. Just so y'all know that. Have you guys watched this Bork guy? Oh my gosh. He's like Elvis. If he was coming in tour, I would be there like come hell or high water. I shit you not. He sounds exactly like Elvis. The mannerisms, of course he's practiced the mannerisms and all, but have you guys heard him? Hold please. I shall find him. Because it's just like, wow. If anybody, good morning. I think it's Bork and Elvis Matters. Wait, did they just set up? Let me find a good one. No. I want to see. Hi, everybody. Let's see. What are we playing? I just want to see Bork because I'm sharing. Hi, everybody. Bork. Jailhouse Rock. I want to see Jailhouse Rock. Because this guy is like, I mean, to tell you guys, holy shit. If there's a person that's reincarnated, this is the dude. Oh, that's not it. This is the dude. Yeah, just getting on. Lord Day. It's amazing. I can listen to him all day. Good morning. So, well, the kids may not get it, right? Though I was still alive. Still alive when Elvis passed away. I think he passed away in 1978. And that man right there, oh my gosh, give you chills, right? And I woo chills. Does that not feel like, oh my God? Yeah. He's Norwegian. And he's over there touring instead of over here touring. I'm like, what? I want to go. Anyhow, good morning. Elvis's voice always gave me chills. I've always had a special affinity for Elvis. I wasn't a big fan. I was a kid. I was like 5 or 6 when he passed away. But when Elvis energy comes across, I've had Elvis energy come across. I've actually done channeling of Elvis, and was it 77 or 78? I can't remember. And I've always felt this like, yeah, it's him singing. So I have a thing for Elvis in my heart. It's just even our nail salon back how many years ago was Nail House Rock. Everything was Elvis Presley in the shop. I might have a really awesome photo of him in a cable net sweater. Like, it's a real photo. It's not like, oh, it was a print. Anyways, in another lifetime. Good morning, everybody. He did have a one-of-a-kind voice, didn't he? I was actually I have the same thing with a couple singers. I have a couple of singers that affect me this way. When it comes to this type of work, right? Who else does singers? Does anybody else have people that are famous? There's a couple people. Robin Williams comes across super, super easy. When you hear me go, good morning, Vietnam, it's because we're having a strong Robin morning. Okay. But Prince is a big one. And Prince comes across with some really incredible information. Prince talks about not just here and now, but the whole eons in space, and and past lives and influencing the world, and how it's just totally we could fall into Prince super easy. Who has the other one? David Bowie. David Bowie's another one. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And it isn't just because of those pants in Labyrinth either. Yes, one of the best actors was Prince was so much more than his music. You're absolutely right. Hi, Jansen. You took over Adam's account. Prince was so much more than music. Prince was, I was connected to Michael Jackson even before his passing. Michael's another one that likes to come across, right, Renee? Yeah. Yeah. When you have energies, good morning, Carrie. When you have energies that are so profound, that create so much influence on the planet, they were here for a reason, y'all. They didn't just say, you know what, I think I'm going to be a famous singer and I'm not going to do anything beyond that, right? They've had lifetimes where they've been there and been there and been there and been there and been there. They've been making change throughout all of their lifetimes. It's not just this lifetime. So, very interesting. You'd love to hear from Aaliyah. I didn't know who she was until I watched Queen of the Damned, and then I realized she had passed. But I don't know about the connection on that one. I would have to think about it. Music is the road to our souls. I agree. I absolutely agree. So I brought out a tarot deck today, The Good Tarot by Colleen Baron Reed, just because it felt like it needed to come out and be exercised. We're going to take it for a trot. There we go. And they're difficult to shuffle. Who else has to shuffle cards sideways, like this way? Allison Turnbull. Hello. Hi, everybody. So, yeah. The tarot. But this doesn't feel like that cutthroat tarot. This doesn't feel like a cutthroaty tarot. I put my phone on silent. I was recording hypnosis scripts this morning. So anybody in the gold and platinum levels of the membership, I've recorded, what did I record? I recorded healthy living, making healthier living choices. And I recorded, if I could read my own writing, it'd be great. What the hell is that? Because once I start recording, I'm on autopilot. Like I really do record these on autopilot, the hypnosis ones. And I was noticing it while I was recording. So I'm sitting there and I'm like, I've not been reading, but I've been reading the scripts, because the scripts, when you do hypnosis, sometimes most of the time there's a script so that you are not like, making people, you're not going to make people do funny things anyways. But so one's healthy living. Oh, and the other one's for injections because I have a dentist appointment. And the other one's the fear of inadequacy. And that one I kind of picked as a random one. I have thousands of scripts to choose from, right? So I'm picking these scripts and I picked that one and I forgot that that's what it was. Morning, Diana. Hope all is well with you, girl. So those are coming up into the membership. No, flapping like chickens. So let me be clear. There's a difference between clinical hypnosis and stage performance. Now, I've been present on a stage performance hypnosis session. It was way back when I first started doing nails, and I was this huge nail thing, and they had a hypnotist up on the stage, and I went, oh, me, and I jumped up there. And some people are harder to hypnotize. Oh, thank you. Some people are harder to hypnotize than others, but most people are hypnotizable. Okay. The clinical type of hypnosis is going to create change within your subconscious. The other is going to make you flap like a chicken on the stage. There's an ethical difference, right? There's an ethical difference. Absolutely. And I was sitting here this morning considering offering within the shop past life hypnosis and things like that. I'm considering it. I am a certified hypnotherapist, but I don't know. I'm considering it. I do like doing past life things, and the past life hypnosis is so intriguing because when you come back from it, you remember it all. Like, you remember it all. We did it with Richard, our son. And he was one of my first people that I did it on, and the past life on. And he come back and he was like, I don't think I want to do that again, because it freaked him out. It freaked him out because he said he felt like he had been shot in that lifetime, and it wasn't a pain, it was just an impression. And you come back with all the memory. Hi from London, Elizabeth. How are you today? Heather, I might use you as a guinea pig. Come on. We all have our favorite niches, right? Yes, absolutely. I do enjoy working in past lives. When I first started, I totally forgot what I was saying. It's so hot in London, very high pollen. Oh, Elizabeth, we've had the smoke from Canada being on fire. It's horrible. The pollution in the air is just horrible. Although we've had a couple of days of rain here, so thankfully that's better. Can I get a whoop whoop? Can I get a shout out? Can I get a hi, everybody, so I can see who's in the room? Please, no lurkers. If you want to lurk, you can lurk. But to get a reading, I kind of need to know you're here. Hi, Linda. I love working. Oh, that's right. I love working in past lives. When I first started, people would ask me why. It's already gone. It's already over. It's not something we're doing right now. Why do we worry about it? It's because that's how we see our patterns. And once we start to hear about these things, they root in us. You feel it. You go, oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. How does that affect me so much now, even though it's already gone? It's because it's part of your soul memory, right? Should we do an example? I should have somebody do one of mine. My friend Paula is in Dundee, New York. She says they were told to stay indoors for a few days. Right? Anybody on here new? Give us a shout out if you're new. As the snow flies. Oh, thank you. I love you to the moon and back. Hi, everybody. You've had some smoke in the Carolinas. You're not that new. Carrie says, you gave me a great example of how my life as an Aboriginal boy related to this one. Oh my gosh, Carrie, that was forever ago. I did a reading for you. What's really funny is I never remember. Look at Diana. I'm new in my own mind. Mine's refreshed every day, squirrel. Okay. Okay. So let's, I'm going to scroll through here and I'm going to randomly pick a name. And we'll see if they're here. Johanna, are you here? Johanna, can you hear me? I had a past life as an Aboriginal in Australia. Aboriginal energy, you guys, phenomenal. Aboriginal energy is depths of the soul, salt of the earth. It's almost as if I'm trying to think of how to put this, the visualization my guides are giving me. It's almost as if there's no difference between the bottom of their feet and earth. They are that. I mean, they're just that. And when you step into Aboriginal energy, hands down, it is solid. I don't know how else to explain it. It is profound and deep, dedicated, full of love. It's just all those things. It's true. It's just amazing. So if I have an aboriginal energy come through, that it tells me a lot about a person as they are now. So, Johanna, I want to start with so I never know. I never ever know where I'm going when I start one of these, you guys. So you never shoot the messenger. I always am given a snapshot of the beginning. And I want to talk first about your Akashic halls, Johanna. I'm not quite sure why you have rubies sitting around in your Akashic halls. They keep showing me rubies. They show me naturally formed rubies. They're not cut stones. They're naturally formed rubies, and you have them in a pile over on one side. I'm not quite sure. Katya, how are you? I miss you. So they're over in a pile, and you keep piling them up. So I don't know why, but they keep showing they're in your halls. They're not in part of a past life. They are part of a past life, obviously, if they're in your halls, but they're like each past life we add. I'm not quite sure why with the rubies yet, but we'll look into that. And it's very important that they're not cut. It's very important that they are naturally occurring in their, I don't know, dodecahedron, whatever shape. It's not dodecahedron. I don't know what it is. Okay, so let's see. Who is Jude Haggerty here? She's out of jail. She wasn't in real jail. She was in Facebook jail. Okay, so we're doing past lives, you guys. Let's see. This is Johanna Burkhart. So the first thing I know is I have a lack of breathing. I know where this is located. Thank you very much. I have a lack of breathing. It's a very young girl. I'm going to call her young. I'm going to call her 12 to 14 years old. I'm looking for hints as to her era, what her time frame was. She had shoes. She had leather shoes. Oh, I understand. Thank you so much. So I want to talk about some sort of disease. She had a disease. She had some sort of illness that affected the lungs. I really feel like she's over in Europe. This is an older life. The shoes are really important. The shoes are really, really, really. You're out of the pokey. Yay! She had really beautiful shoes. They were leather shoes. They were gorgeous shoes. They were, for her age and for who she was, they were just beautiful shoes. I feel like she had finer things. She had beautiful things. And she had a beautiful room. She shows me walking around her room and touching things. So she had a beautiful silver brush set for her hair. And the bristles were super soft. It was something about the bristles on the brush that were important. She's like, I had these bristles in my brush. I don't know. It was a brush. She had her initials etched on the back of them, and it was EB. That is really interesting information because they very, very rarely give me initials like that. And on the back of the brush set was the initials EB. Very scrolly, very beautiful, all hand done. So it's older. But she's coughing. She shows me a cough. She shows me a cough where she's out of breath. She's out of breath. And it's something about something she's hearing. There's so much stuff going on she's hearing. There's some sort of, I don't know whether it's a disagreement, a battle, a war. There's something loud going on in her background. There's something just profound going on around her. And I hear people, so it has to be some kind of military enforcement. I hear marching. I hear marching feet. So they're telling me it's military. And I know this is a time where there was firearms because I hear firearms. I hear guns. I'm going to, and they're musket guns. They're muskets, so it's older. They actually showed me a musket ball. How cool is that? Yeah, very, very agreeable. I'm trying to make sure we don't have trolls. I don't think it's World War II. No. It's so funny because there's a different sound in the bullets. I hate to say that. World War II, the bullets sound faster. World War One, the bullets sound slower, but it's before that. It's before that. I know, isn't that weird? No, her shoes were important. Okay, she goes back to the shoes again. She's like, no, because I had shoes when other people had, she said, like swaddling kind of things. Like her feet were wrapped. Other people's feet would be wrapped up with cloth or something. And she had shoes. So she's showing me she was higher up in the food chain of society. And that it's so that you got, this is so detailed though, because they're showing a beautiful home and then they're showing a destroyed home. So it wasn't a hugely populated city at this point. I really feel like this, there's a lot of smoke in the air. There's a lot of people covering their mouth as they walk. And they hustled and they bustled. And I'm going to say this is probably more along the lines of pre-Victorian right to Victorian. And the reason I'm saying that is they're showing people walking through towns very properly and very primly. I hear the clicking of feet. And this girl felt like she was higher up in society, and but she noticed the people that were not. You're drinking orange juice every day. I did say something to you about orange juice, right? Okay. But they want to keep going back to she can't breathe. What is the is it tuberculosis, or what is the breathy thing where you just cannot breathe? I feel like she was sickly. She was angry. She had a lot of problems. Tuberculosis is the feeling I get. I actually see a little blood. So I'm going to say tuberculosis. But I really feel like she was angry. I feel like she lost everything. Like, and I mean everything, you guys, not just her home. I feel like she lost it all. I feel like she lost her family. Consumption, it would have been called consumption probably about this time, Vicki. You're probably right. It would probably been called something like that. But I feel like she lost her family. I feel like she was the only one left. And there's some sort of explosion. There's some sort of explosion that does this. I feel like I've been hit in the head. A long time no see. I don't see your name. All I see is Facebook user. Who's this? I feel like she's been hit in the head. Oh, no wonder she can't breathe. So I'm like, hi, Jazz. I'm like, how long beyond this moment does she survive? Like, I'm seeing her walking on rubble and trying to get out of situations. Like, how long does she survive? They're like, there is no survival after this. There is no survival. This is the line right here. The bleeding that I saw, the blood and the lack of breath, is she had something punctured her lung. She passed away, or after this, but she passed away before all of her family. Okay. So that's that fall. That's why her clothes are all shredded and ragged. There's some sort of violence going on around, and it was very unexpected. I feel like it was, I'm going to take this to like France. I feel like there was, I don't know what the hell's going on. But something happened that she lost her. Hi from Newfoundland. I feel like I'm trying to catch up. No, you died last. You were the very last person to pass away in this, Johanna. That's part of the anger and the part of the issue. Part of this trauma is witnessing that. Okay. And like I said, I never know where these are going. I have to kind of pick my way through them because I'm trying to figure out all the information that's actually being thrown at me all at one time. So I see this. This is the total image I have like now, right now. This is a past life for Johanna. This is the total image I have. Her shoes were once really beautiful, and she's looking down. They're falling apart. There's nothing. They're just not. They're not. She's traumatized, right? Her clothes are really ragged, and I thought she had had money and then fallen from that. But then as I go along in the reading, I see that she's coughing a lot, and that I see what I thought was maybe tuberculosis or something. I see blood. And then the more we go on, the more she's showing me it's like this time frame. People are walking around, they're all sweet and they're all prim, but they're not um, super societized yet. Okay. It's still everybody's China, it's pre-Victorian, like right before that glam of that. Um, and then she shows her walking out of what used to be a beautiful home. She shows the silver set that she had her name EB initialized on, and she had beautiful things in her room. And then she shows walking on rubble in these tattered clothes and seeing her family not surviving. Okay. So they're not alive, right? We understand. Um, and so there's a lot of anger issues here, but I don't feel she survived beyond this level. This would create huge amounts of fear of loss, fear of not being able to help, fear of not being able to find anybody or find a solid ground. Of abandonment, all of those things, anything, the things that you would imagine that would go with all of a sudden you're alone. All of a sudden there's nobody. And you have no idea what to do with your life at this point. How you go forward? How do you move on? What do you do from here? And sadly, it wasn't anything she really had to worry about, because I feel like that's where she fell. But this is the reason we do past lives like this, is so we can see that this is not a new thing. She says abandonment womb is huge in this life, so it makes sense. They will always drop the one that you need in front of you for the lesson you need to learn right now. Like, how do you get past this, right? This is what they want you to work on at this moment, to know that you're enough for yourself and everybody else, and that's all. But that's what they want you to know about. And I need you to do some maybe deep breathing, breath exercises for me, because it's going to take me all day to get rid of this. Not really, but it's just this feeling of you can't get enough air. You feel stifled. You feel anxious. You feel stressed, and I just suffocated by stress and anxiety. She died, so she didn't get past it. You're right. That was the lesson. That it's a lesson, but she didn't get past it because that was it. But that's where some of this stems from in this lifetime. That's a biggie. All right. Everybody let me know where you're at in the country or the world, and I'll pick from there. Let's do another one. Let's do another. You're stressed right now. Breathe through it, girl. Breathe through it. Absolutely. That's what they're saying. This is one of the reasons of that, because you're just still trying to learn that lesson. Thank you, Katya. Sarah Hans. I have no idea where I'm going with this. No idea. I have no idea. All I know so far is that your past life has a smell to it. I don't know. Let's see where it goes. Okay. I want to talk. Tried to make it sound cooler. What are you trying to say? What are you trying to say is making cooler, Meredith? Oh, there is Jazz. I can see your name now. All I know is it has a smell to it. This is so interesting. Here's me. I'm like, what? Huh? What? Okay. Okay. Your hair shade. It does match my banner. Um, so okay, now I understand. That makes more sense. Okay. So I have a young man, Fort Smith, Arkansas. It is Michael Groomer, y'all. Toledo. You're Toledo. Where are you from? Toledo. Toledo. Oh shit. I like it, Meredith. Okay. So I have a young man. It's Toledo, y'all. Where did we go? I know I was reading for somebody. Hold on. She's like, wait, don't forget it. Sarah. Okay. I have a young man. And the first thing I smell is confections. I smell confections, and we're going to go to chocolate. We're going to go to chocolate. Festus, Missouri. Who else would like to live in Festus, Missouri? I think I've been through there. I know I've been through Festus, Missouri, Pam. Quite a few times, actually. Oh, yes, it's what? Call it the Glass City. That makes it sound better. Squirrel, stay on track. So I have this young man and I smell chocolate. He is, at this point in when they're starting this, they're showing me him apprenticing. Punxsutawney, Pennsylvania. Oh my gosh, I couldn't spell that if I had to. But I can now because I see it. But he's apprenticing. He has a talent for creation. He's very artistic. He's very slender. He's very slender. I need you to know that. That's important. I don't know why it's important, but it's important. He's very slender. Very rarely does he taste what. Yes, the birds are out in full force outside. Absolutely. He has this weird way of tasting things. So he would like take his pinky and he would put it into whatever, and he would taste it like this, like it just a little bit. He didn't want, and this is why. This is so weird. This is like detailed information. If you take a larger bite, you get lost in it, he says. If you take a tiny little taste, it really excites the taste buds. I'm sorry, it's just the weirdest way he's putting it. And he also saw a lot of people in that type of industry that he was in become unhealthy. He noted he was very observant, very observant. I'm not saying they became fat. I'm saying became unhealthy. Like he would notice people would be tasting everything and then they would get heavier and then their health would decline and then you didn't see them anymore. So this is a time frame. This is interesting. This was a time frame when there was no conscious thought about being healthy people, right? You just ate because you had to eat. You're an original Ohio gal. You're military though, right, Vicki? I don't know if your family's military. So he talks about that. And he's like, I don't want to be unhealthy. I want to live my life, right? He was very eccentric as well. He had a very broad swish to his bow. So when I say that he bowed before kings and queens. He was a master at what he did. He was very, very determined, and he paid attention to the nuances in everything that he did and everything that he cooked and everything that he created. He paid attention and he wrote it down. And I have to also say, he didn't write it like we think of writing. He wrote it like in shorthand or something like that. In that way, he did that to protect his recipes. Because I guess you don't go stand before the king and queen and present chocolates to them without having your own unique recipe, correct? I'm trying for time frame. I'm trying for time frame, and I see short pants. I see not short pants would have been children, but he has on pants, silk trousers that stop at the knee, and then they have stockings beneath that and very fine shoes with large buckles. The buckles are very ornate. Why are we on shoes today? I don't like shoe shopping. And he shows himself in a trim coat that buttons at the waist, has 3 buttons up it, 3 buttons up, and then it comes into a, I don't know what you call this piece here. And it's a coat, not a coat. It doesn't have sleeves. It's a vest with a wide brim on the bottom of it. After it buttons, it flares out a little bit. And then he has poofy sleeves on top of that, and what I would consider probably a cravat up here. He's very into his clothes, and I'm going to tell you why. My first impression of this was he is definitely in Europe. My first impression was a woman, and he shows himself as being both. So he obviously admired men more than women. And he talks about his approach to life as being the same way you approach a good chocolate, the way that smells. You have to take it all in, and you have to move forward with life and enjoy everything about it. And I'm wondering if you're doing that right now. Like, are you enjoying everything about life right now? Or are you just going like the thing where you just eat something because it's food and it's supposed to be time to eat? Or are you taking that small taste and you saying, I love that. He had a awesome quality life. And isn't it nice to have a past life where not somebody, because past lives are traumatic, because I mean, people got ate and all sorts of stuff like that, right? But people died, they had diseases, they got ate, they all these things. And this guy lived. He lived because he enjoyed life. He was a manifester, determined to learn his craft, determined not to be poor, determined. Toledo, Ohio, US. Yeah. We'd like to go to our sister city, Toledo, Spain, wouldn't we? Toledo. Wouldn't we, Meredith? But he was determined to live through his life and be larger than life. That's what he wanted to do. Not to be famous, but to live fully. He had a huge heart. He gave equally as much as he got. And that is what created that flow for him. If somebody needed something, or if they needed a boost, or they needed a hand up, he did that. Short of giving off his recipes. That was how he became who he was. I feel like you're still in the process of becoming and realizing some of the things that he fulfilled in that lifetime. Because this is a lesson learned. What a great life, right, Michael? What a great life. What a great life. He feels like he's bursting with, isn't that beautiful? That is a creation. All those things. What a great life. What a great past life. Let me see what else he can give me. It has something to do with the bow. He keeps talking about being grateful and enjoying all the little moments. Enjoying all the little moments, because little moments put together become a great big moment. And all it's memory. Memories are where things are, right? You can have all of the things. Life is more than a box of chocolates, right, Lori? You can have all the things. You can have, the house, the car, the boat, the camper, the blah, 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 blah. But if you're doing it alone, and you're not making memories, and you're sitting in your house and you're looking out the window every once in a while going, get off the lawn. What are you getting? What are you getting? Right? Long days at work, late nights. I understand, Michael. Absolutely. I've not been able to muster up the energy to be online in the evenings as much as I'd like to either. It's a little bit of this, a little bit of that. Sarah, but all in all, as a past life, I think that's probably, it's such a fluffy, wonderful, joy-filled past life that they're saying in this lifetime, get off the lawn. Yeah. Oh, I need the toilet paper. Anybody remember that comedian? Toilet paper. All in all, what your guides are saying and what your soul is saying is make the memories, go out and do the things, enjoy the things you enjoy creating. So if you're not doing a craft, if you're not creating something, your soul is a creator. Your soul loves to invent and create and make things unique. So do so. I have this theory, if I have to cook more than it has more than 3 ingredients, my husband's heard this, so I never hear the end of it. If it has more than 3 ingredients, it's too much. That is what you do. Awesome. But I'm trying to cook more. I'm cooking more. I'm trying to create some life changes. Realizing I needed to. You're a retired teacher, an art teacher. Isn't that awesome? Isn't that awesome? And with that, y'all, I need to go get my glasses. You love to cook and bake. Isn't that amazing? Look, I also need to tell you, Sarah, that Archangel Michael follows you very closely. Like, as soon as you said, I love to cook and bake, my bottom lip went nuts. And that is Archangel Michael. And he's like, just let her know. I follow her and I have my hand on her shoulder when she needs me. I'm there to help her, protect her, guide her, and help her move forward in life. I love your guys' conversations off on the side. I do. They make my day. I'm gonna you bake when you're stressed, it calms you. I'm gonna make a commitment to at between 7 o'clock tonight, which is 6 o'clock Central Standard Time. Actually, I would call it, 8 o'clock. I'm gonna call it 8 o'clock. I'm gonna go live tonight. I will make an event. Taco Bell takes care of all that for me, no stress. Taco Bell does not do wonderful things for me. I've had a lot of sadness, death of my son. I look for beauty every day. So sorry on your son, on the passing of your son. Absolutely. Absolutely. I used to work at Taco Bell when I was 16 years old, Michael. And that was when Taco Bell was like real food. We cooked the hamburger, huge vats, 20 pounds of hamburger at a time. We did our own refried beans. We pressure cooked down the beans and we made the refried beans. We did it all. We cut our own tomatoes. We shredded our own cheese. We did it all. Okay. Fast forward 5 years and all that's gone. They don't do that anymore. Everything comes in bags and is boiled. And I like Taco Bell, but only very often. It's a little often. I'm sorry to say that I have found a love for tropical smoothie. I have found a love for tropical smoothie. They're the Green Island Detox. It's full of spinach and kale. Who knew that I would like a green shake? But here's the thing, Diana. Taco Bell is what weightlifters will eat before they go to work out because of all the high protein content in the meat. That's good news, right? The protein content, it's probably not real. Yeah, probably not great, Michael, but the protein content's very high in their meat. Fastest is on 55. Probably. I probably have. Absolutely. All right, I have to go get my glasses. I have weird eyes. They think I was allergic to the lenses. Who does that? I was allergic to the lenses in my glasses that they put in. Purple goo shake at McDonald's yet? No, I don't drink the McDonald's shakes anymore. Too many infomercials. But so hopefully these new glasses will work. And there we go. I know. I went in and I got them adjusted, and I went back after 2 weeks, and I'm like, they're still not working. And I have an odd tilt to my neck. So they adjust for that. And then I went back 2 weeks later, and I'm like, still not working. They make me sick. And my eyes feel like they're on fire. So they did a whole new exam, double checked everything again. So everything's the same. So they're trying new glass lenses. They're trying new lenses on it. So we'll see if that accomplishes it. Meredith says, wait, the shake machines are working around you, Katrina? They never have ice cream. Okay, guys, we're out. Have a good afternoon. Find light, find love, find joy. Feel divine because you are. And may the light be with you always. If Mr. Fry were here. I've never heard of such thing. They said it's super rare. Why not? But there we go. And I hope your kitty's feeling better. And not much getting into it. Pet somebody for a bit. Oh, I'm so sorry, Renee. I'm so sorry. All right, everybody. Have a great afternoon, and we will talk to you later.